Welcome back, guys, to episode 2 of Empyrion Galactic Survival. So we've got a lot of ground to cover today, so we're going to go through this as quickly as possible. I just want to quickly recap for you guys where we left off in the last video. So in the last video we had just discovered the MS Titan that had crash landed on the planet Akua. And as you can see, a great majority of the ship is still underground. So I spent a great majority of the time in the last video trying to excavate some of the dirt and rubble out of the interior of the ship, and I decided to make that my base. Well, I was able to play quite a bit of time just off the screen without recording, just so I could show you guys how far I had come in this video. So real quickly, let's get started. So as we enter the ship, you can see I have a door, two doors. This was originally an airlock, but I decided to make this just the main entrance into my base. As we enter the main, I guess, atrium area, you can see that I removed a lot of trusses, completely enclosed the ceiling, started working on the floors a little bit. In the back corner here, I was able to add some growing plots and start growing tomatoes. So I'll be able to have a lot of food resources and supplies rather than having to just go out and scavenge so much for it. If you recall, I had just excavated a lot of dirt out of this area and it revealed 2 rooms. I got quite a bit available here. And I was really wanting to excavate more of this area. I'm pretty sure that the rest of the ship extends this way. I'm pretty sure the bridge goes further down because if you remember, this elevator right here led to a very large spire. And with the layout of the ship, I had assumed that at the top of the spire would be the command center and the bridge, but no, it was actually a science lab. So this was really good. There was a lot of interesting things here that I was able to salvage and use. But as we continue down to the ground floor, it looks like that the bridge would be extended this way. So in some downtime, I may start drilling that way and just seeing what more is that way. That's not the best news though. If you recall, I left off having drilled down into this large area, which originally was probably the engine room. I told you guys I was going to build my core, and I already did that. I built my core, a small generator, and a fuel tank. Now, given the size of this capital vessel, it's going to take a lot of power just to utilize the interior of the ship. So what I did was, if you go to the core, you can actually see everything that is connected to the ship. All of the doors, the cargo containers, all the lights, the thrusters, just everything. So I had to divert all the power from my small little generator away from the thrusters and items that were not being used, because let's be honest, half the ship is still underground. It's not going to go anywhere. So I used the energy that I did have for all the lights, my fridge, my food processor, my constructors, everything like that. So it does still take up a lot of resources, at least fuel. I'm using Promethium, which is probably the smallest amount of fuel you can use right now. So it's going to go pretty quickly. But let's go ahead and turn this bad boy on and I'll show you what the interior looks like. So as I turn on my core, the lights come on, everything is powered, my generator is going, and I'll just head up to the top right here. And this is more of an area that I use most of the time. I went ahead and added a cloning chamber, so if my character ends up dying or is incapacitated for whatever reason, I can just respawn right back here. I got a couple of cargo containers for some building materials. Went ahead and built a large constructor because my survival constructor just cannot support all of the items that I need to be building. So a large constructor actually gives me a lot more items to be able to construct and craft. As you can see, I've added a lot of items here, a lot of craftable items. I spent a lot of time actually excavating some ores, so I got a lot of copper, silicon, iron, and just a lot more other materials I'll need to build more structures, and potentially, hopefully soon, we'll be able to build a small vessel to help me get around the planet and hopefully off the planet. Over here is our food processor. As we get food, it allows us, or at least plants and other items that are edible, it allows us to construct either health packs or actual types of food like hamburgers or emergency rations and things like that, so we can take with us. So that'll be good. If I'm planning to take a long trip away, I'm going to want some non-perishables so they don't spoil. Right now, everything's in my fridge, things that could spoil, so I'm really excited about that. So this is a great majority of what the ship looks like currently. If you actually go outside, you can see what some of the lights look like outside. And something I learned is when you leave your base, so let's say I'm going to go exploring, if I leave my engines running and I leave my entire base operational, it is prone to an attack. Drones, as you can see in the radar right there in the top right hand corner, there is a drone headed my way right now to attack my base. Oh, it's a rocket drone too, so I need to get away from my base, otherwise it is going to completely destroy it. I made the mistake of actually leaving my base online while I went to excavate some ores, and when I came back, my base was completely destroyed. Seriously, the whole thing was just destroyed, and I was so upset. I just had to reload my game, simply because of all the time that was just completely wasted. So it looks like that drone is gone now. Glad he didn't attack. So, you know, it's kind of similar to your mom telling you, hey, when you leave the house, turn the lights off. So this game kind of actually just taught me that in more of an extreme way, having my base blown up because I left the lights on. So anytime I leave the base, I'm going to try my best to turn all the power off at my base. But for today's video, I'm really hoping that we'll finish a great majority of the base. A couple things I'd like to construct a little more, as well as working on building a small vessel. It shouldn't take too long to build a small vessel, so I'm really hoping that we can do that, and hopefully explore and maybe get off the planet. So let's see how that goes. Alright guys, so I apologize if it's too dark to really see. So I was debating maybe waiting till daylight, but I'm going to go ahead and at least try to build a landing platform on top of my base. So I believe if we go to our tech trees, this is a list of our skills that we are able to acquire. There's level progression in the game. It goes up to level 20, I believe, and as you progress, you unlock more points, and those points you're able to spend for blueprints, tools, things like that that you want to use. So I believe if we go to tools over here, there's a texture and symbol tool. I already have a color tool that I was able to find, and all that does is let me color the blocks. So if there's a steel block, I can color it and make it any color that I want. But I want to go ahead and add textures and symbols to make our landing platform. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock that. I'm pretty sure I still have to craft it, actually. So what we're going to do is, I guess, head back inside the base. And I'll have to go to my large constructor, turn it on, and see what it takes to build this. So if we go to our control panel, core, once again I turned it off, got to activate it. Now we're good. So I'm just going to go ahead and find out what it takes to build the texture and symbol tool. Okay. So I haven't really gone over what the constructors do, but as far as the large constructor, if you look over in the right hand corner over here, if I go to the texture tool, it says I need 6 metal components, which I already have. All the items that I currently have in my inventory show up as green. Now you'll notice that electronics is more of a yellow color. It kind of looks like a yellow-green, but it's yellow. So it'll say that electronics is yellow, and that's because I don't have any. I only have one electronic in my inventory, but I need another one. So the reason it's yellow is because that it will automatically build me a second electronic piece due to what I already have in my inventory. So say it takes, what does it take? It takes, to build an electronic piece, it takes 1 copper ingot and 1 silicon ingot. So what it's going to do is, where'd it go? There it is. So what it's going to do is it's going to use the 1 piece of electronic that I already have, and then it's going to combine the silicon and, what did I say, copper ingot to make my second electronic. So I'm going to go ahead and construct this. It's making my second electronic. Now it's going to build the actual tool itself and put it into my output. Great. So now I have a texture and symbol tool. So I'm going to go ahead and power off my core just to save energy. And I really don't want to go through a ton of fuel. So, stupid jackpack. Alright. So up here at the top of this, it's not the top of the spire. At some point I would actually like to build maybe a, oh, sorry, there's a drone over there. Can't quite tell how far. Oh, he's getting pretty close. Alright, so he's getting pretty close. There we go. Booyah. Alright, so the drone landed in the water. I'm actually going to go ahead and put on my mask so I can actually get down in there and excavate, or not excavate, but actually dig up as much as the drone as I possibly can. Alright, so you'll see all the components that he gives us. Drones can actually give you quite a bit of valuable assets, so just going to take all that. I usually just put them back in my constructor for safekeeping. So yeah. I really need, I don't actually need biofuel because I have a, is it a T2? I think I have a T2, yeah, a T2 drill, which doesn't use biofuel anymore, because I was having a very difficult time actually constructing biofuel because it takes seaweed, and seaweed is only in the deeper parts of the lakes and oceans. So coincidentally, the one lake that is right there next to my base had no seaweed. So I got super lucky enabling to find a T2 drill that uses charges, which was a lot easier to construct. So really happy about that. So let's figure out how this, I guess, texture tool works. So we have symbols. Okay. And there's several pages of the, okay. Nice. So we have symbols and we have textures. Great. So to make a launch pad, I guess I'm going to want... Can you... I'm actually a little hesitant to use this because I don't know. I have no idea what direction it's going to face. Do I just shoot it? I guess so. Alright. So we have 2 there. I'm assuming this one's the middle. Alright. So now we're going to make our turn. There we go. How do you turn the texture? I actually do not know if you can turn the texture. I really do not want to screw this up. Is it just whichever way you're facing? It is not whichever way you're facing. Great. I do not know how to turn the textures. Or at least symbol. I do not know how to turn these. Is there a way to turn them? I selected it. That's odd. Because we have a turn, or at least a corner here, a corner piece here, but we can't turn it at all. That's not right. Nope, still the same. You know what, I think I'm gonna see if there's a way to figure this out. I'll be right back, alright guys? Alright guys, so I really couldn't find anything about the rotating of texture tools. A lot of people have been talking about hoping that the developers add it as a feature, but currently it is not a feature right now. So what I'm going to do is just use textures rather than the symbols that I was using, and hopefully find a way to maybe make it look as, I guess, as good as I can. I'm surprised that they don't have different texture, like you have a right corner but not a left corner. That doesn't make any sense. And you have a left corner but not a right corner. I feel like they were trying to add a rotation feature, but it really just looks like they dropped the ball and have not added that yet. So I'm not entirely sure how large I should make the landing platform. I honestly don't know. I think maybe if we add... what would be a decent texture to add? No, I really wish we could rotate this. There is absolutely no way to rotate this texture. Wow. Who knows, guys? Who knows? So I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of make this look as, I don't know. I think this is a decent sized platform for a small vessel, don't you? So yeah, this should work. So if we go to our blueprints, we can actually use blueprints, at least prefabricated vessels, such as houses or bases. These are prefabricated, I can't even talk right now. prefabricated bases that we can use. They require different levels and for different tiers. You have hover vessels, small vessels, and capital vessels. I think you can build a capital vessel at level 10, which I am not currently. I think I'm a level. I may have just reached level 8. So what you do is you can pick a blueprint, and it'll tell you all the amount of ingots you need in order to build said blueprint. And the really cool thing is about this being a Steam game is the Steam Workshop coincides with this game as well. So as you can see, where is it? Alright, so these are my workshop items. There was a Halo UNSC capital vessel that I was able to build. Of course, it takes a lot. It takes 502,000 iron ingot, which is a lot. And it actually exceeds the max number of certain blocks for the blueprint. So I probably cannot enter this into my server because of how large it is. There's a Pelican dropship that I used. I actually found this really cool small vessel. It's a Varus TX3. I would love to use it sometime, but for now I went ahead and actually built where is it? Completed blueprints. I actually completed where is it? It was a small ship. It was a small vessel, prefab tier 1. I was a level 7 at the time, so this is what I built. It took 352 iron ingot, it took copper, cobalt, and silicon. So away from the screen and not recording, I had just grinded and really dug as much ore as I possibly could, converted that into ingots, put them into the factory, and it took about 13 minutes for it to actually produce. So now I actually have it. So let's go ahead and spawn this, and we'll just drop it right here. Alright, very, very nice. So look guys, we finally have our small vessel. I am so excited. So I need O2, obviously, in order to go into space. I have a thruster. I have how many? Probably 5 thruster. I have a Gatling gun. I don't believe I have rockets, so just the Gatling guns. Actually, let's go ahead and just enter this. So if we look around just a little bit, here's the control panel for the ship. Weapons, we have 2 Gatling guns, which have magazine capacity, hit points, energy, 15mm bullets. Alright, so I do not believe I have any 15mm bullets. So I'm actually probably going to have to craft some. And I have never crafted ammunition, so I'm not sure how this is going to go out. So let's just hop out real quick. I'm starting to starve, so I'm going to grab some food from the fridge down below. I'm going to figure out what it'll take to power this puppy up, and I'll get back to you in a minute. Alright guys, so that took me a lot longer to figure out than it should have. So apparently on the back corner here is my fuel tank. I went ahead and added my fuel tanks, so my ship should be running fine. Hidden behind the thruster is my ammo box. So I was trying to figure out how in the world do I craft 15mm bullets, because it was not in my constructor at all. And apparently in the tech trees you actually have to unlock it. So I went to my tech tree, I had to go to my SV, scroll down and find the Gatling gun, realize that that's what costs 15mm bullets, unlock this, spend my points, and then I was able to craft 15mm bullets. I also have a Gatling, well, it's not a Gatling gun, I have a minigun that I can actually use. So that'll be very helpful. So we're gonna hop in to that ship here in a minute. I definitely did something very stupid. So last time I was out and I had turned off the power in my base, no power was running to my refrigerator, and I lost everything. That I had 16. That's 16 spoiled food, just completely, just wasted, completely wasted. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna have to do, but I lost all of that. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is eat all the food, make sure my health is good to go. We're gonna go ahead and power off the core, because right now I have absolutely no food in my fridge or anywhere else. I don't have my tomato plants grown. Oh, my tomato plants have grown. Great. So I'm just gonna leave those there. I'm gonna get out of here. I think what I'm gonna do is in the elevator. Ugh, I hate this jetpack. I need an easier way to get out of here. So what I'm going to do is actually build a walkway, I think. The elevator to the spire is literally right here. So we're going to use that and build a walkway straight out here to my landing platform. I think that would be a great idea. So without further ado, let's board this puppy. Alright. So we're in, we have our fuel. I'm not sure how long the fuel will last. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. I should have enough to get back to the base if it gets stranded. But we're going to go ahead and power it up. And let's get out of here. Alright, so we're taking off. Oh, I am so excited. I'm finally flying, guys. Do a barrel roll. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Oh, nice. This is beautiful. Oh, this is beautiful, guys. I am honestly so happy that I'm finally flying. So what we're going to do is we're going to stay away from probably the outposts. But let's go ahead and look to see. Okay, way over here is a village. There's a POI over there. I think we should go pay that a visit. What do you guys say? I was actually excavating over there not too long ago, and I actually found, well, I actually came close to it. I guess it's an alien village. Yeah, it just came up on my radar as a POI, so I actually have not gone over there yet, but we're gonna fly over there. I love the day-night cycle because actually as you fly towards the sunset, or actually as you fly away from the sunset, it actually gets darker, which is pretty convenient. There's a crap. Is there? What? Guys, did you see that? 2 POIs right next to the village is literally the middle half of the ship that crashed down. This is the middle part of the ship. We are so going to excavate this, or at least see what we can, if we can actually, can we land over here? Let's try to land on the ground. Alright, so we landed. We have to turn off the power just so we're not wasting fuel. Oh, there's going to be a ton of good stuff in here. I can just feel it. This could totally be another base, guys. But I actually am not... I don't want to bite off more than I can chew, but... look how large this area is. this could become a new base. Oh, there's a cargo container. There's a lot of ore, promethium ore, O2 bottles, promethium fuel packs. Gonna take those. O2 bottles. I'm gonna stock up on that. Magnesium ore. Don't really need the ore, so we're gonna keep that away. Somewhere there's a core nearby, and if you remember last time, I actually have to destroy the core in order to make the ship accessible. So space plants, large promethium fuel pack. I'm gonna take that. I think that would be great for my base while I'm away. More oxygen tanks. Antidote. These are energy pills. Antibiotic ointment. Antidote. Keep that there. I actually have a large med kit back at my base, but I'm gonna take this one. More promethium pellets. A hydrogen bottle, magnesium. I don't need any of the crafting material. Don't need any of those right now. I'll take the multi-charge. Oops. Take the multi-charge. And I can't get over there. Oh no. I want to know what's in the last container. So close. So close. But so far. Alright. Let's keep exploring. Let's see what else we got. This I'm slightly disappointed that we didn't find this base. Look how intact this is. This entire floor. Completely open. Completely, wow, this could have been my base. And I probably could have spent a lot less time building, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed, guys. I would have loved for this to be my base. But alas, it is not. I'm gonna check the last of these containers. Nothing. Multi-charge, I'll take that. Oh, wait. Multi-charge. Drill charge, okay. Multi-charge. Magnesium. Another multi-charge. Biofuel for my drill, because I ran out. Thankfully, I get that. More biofuel. And crafting materials. More biofuel. That will keep me from having to stress about trying to find seaweed. Alright, so that's the main part of the ship, I believe. Is that everything? That might have been everything. I actually heard some movement down yonder. I hear you. Where are you at? Oh, it's a spider. I am at... Oh, nope. Reload, reload. Where are you at? There you are. I don't think they'll be able to produce any... Oh... I got him? I got him. Ah, these things are creepy. Come on. I guess there's nothing to loot. Oh, wait. Here we go. Yes, raw meat. I'm definitely gonna have to go hunting again. Actually, the dinosaurs that you see roaming the planet produce a ton of meat. I pulled off like 10 raw meats from. It was a Triceratops that I just shot in the face with a shotgun. Like one shot killed it, and it was incredible. So we are gonna fly over above the village. So you can't really see it because it's so dark. But Let's at least... Here we go. No. Apparently gravity is making it very difficult for me to actually hover. You know what? I feel like it would be a much better... Oh, nope, nope. Okay. Slightly difficult. Okay. Slightly difficult to maneuver this. Oh, it's actually starting to... The sun is rising. So we're just going to land over here. I don't think there are any hostiles nearby, but we're gonna head and we're gonna power this down. We're gonna hop out of here, and I want to take a look at what's inside this alien compound. It's like a village of sorts. All right. So we are at the entrance of the alien village, and I am so sorry, guys. I completely lost track of time. I did not realize how long the video was actually going. So I'm actually going to have to call it quits before entering in here. But thankfully, we got the majority of our base finished. We finally have a vessel that we can use to fly around and get off this planet. So in the next video, we're going to explore the planet a little bit, and hopefully we're going to get off of the planet and visit the moon. Alright? So I'll see you guys in the next video.